Well, hey everybody, I'm John Retland, and this is my review of WWE Smackdown from Birmingham, Alabama. It wasn't very good, and if I'm Fox, I'm wondering what the fuck did we invest in? If Fox is happy with these ratings and this low quality of a show, fine. Okay, cool, whatever. It's their money. What the fuck am I going to say? Besides, I wouldn't be investing the amount of money that they're investing in WWE, marketing or otherwise. I can't imagine there's that much of a return on this for ratings they were basically getting on USA. The ratings have basically slid down completely, but who knows? Hey, whatever. The show wasn't offensive. It didn't have anything horrible on it. It had a couple blowout promos, it had a couple decent promos, and it had some matches that were eh. Also, want to make mention really quickly, cat_woman13 on Twitter has a wrestling YouTube channel. Abby Normal Wrestling Thoughts, AB Normal Wrestling Thoughts, really good stuff. She just started, posted her first video, an NXT review from this week, and hopefully she posts content going forward. So I really liked what she had to say, and please check it out. So, Roman Reigns kicks off SmackDown. Graves is already being an insufferable twat, and whether he's being overproduced or not, he's an annoying commentator, not even a good heel commentator. I don't want to hear him talk. I don't want to hear him on TV. He's a nuisance, and he takes away from any segment he's part of because he's trying to get himself over and not trying to get anybody else over. At least that's the way I'm interpreting it. But whatever. Reigns talks about how the holidays were tough last year because he was battling leukemia and it wasn't a work. And if any of you fuckers say it's a work, you're fucking wrong. And, says, well, hey, this time around, things are a lot better. He's living his life. And he says, when he talks about Survivor Series, and yeah, he was the sole survivor and had some great members on his team, mentions Ali and Gable. His name is Chad Gable. That is his name. And he puts over the proper people, and then mentions we had one dummy on our team and says, let's bring the dummy out here. And Corbin answers to it, fitting, because Corbin is a dummy. Not like an Eli Drake dummy, he's just a dummy. But Corbin shows up and cuts a really blasé promo, whether scripted or not, just terrible. He doesn't have good heel heat to me. He has he has heat to the point where it's like Shane McMahon. I just don't want to see him on TV anymore. He's not effective in the sense I like seeing him get beat up. So he mentions it goes in the whole king shtick, drinking the finest wine, had servants to pick up, to serve him and everything. Corbin, human slavery is illegal, don't you know that? Then mentions, well, I ate the biggest, fattest, juiciest turkey. You really enjoy your food, don't you, Corbin? And it's not like the dog food that the people of Alabama eat. If you're going to keep up with this stuff, Vince, then why don't you just run venues like you did in 1995 when WWE was having issues? Because you're going to drive more fans away with this kind of stuff. Don't give your wrestlers this kind of, not that Vince is going to watch it, but don't give your wrestlers this kind of stuff. It's stupid. It's stupid for a bad guy, a good guy, or anything. And then Corbin and Reigns have a bit more of a verbal spat, and Reigns says, well, hey, come on down here and you can fix this, or you can shut me up. And Corbin's like, nah, why don't you challenge Robert Roode? So we have that match, Ziggler and Corbin at ringside, and it was fine. It was okay. There was some interference. Reigns kept getting more pissed. Remember when Roode was Impact World Champion, NXT World Champion? Those were the fucking days. Roode at one point gets Corbin's scepter as he hands it to him, but he couldn't utilize Corbin's big black scepter. Good luck on seeing that. Sounds like a medical condition, actually. And Reigns wins with a spear. Oh well, it was fine. It went on for a while. This segment went on for quite a while. This segment / match. Ziggler at one point then attacks Reigns. Hits, instead of the super kick, the Superman kick. Why the fuck is Michael Cole still there? He's so goddamn horrible. He's been horrible for years. And then Ziggler and Corbin, they end up getting knocked down. And then Roode finally figures out how to work the shaft and slams it into the back of Reigns' head. I believe I might be talking about something else here. But anyway, he gets some chairs in there and puts Reigns' head on the chair and says, hey, say hello to your family. And then slams the scepter into the chair because Reigns moves, and then Reigns gets upset and knocks Roode out there. And let's see, he destroys Roode, hits the steel steps into Ziggler, sending him over the goddamn railing. He almost swung him at Corey or whatever, and I mean, I don't know why Corey's scared. Corey's a tough guy. He would have been able to handle it. He never, picks fights on Twitter and then recoils like, oh, it's not his fault or whatever, and he's just playing a heel. No, he's a jerk. That's what it is. But then then Reigns moves the announcer's table and throws it on Roode. after he had speared him through the barricade. So yeah, Roode pretty much effectively destroyed whatever. I mean, it's not like Roode meant anything at this point. It took a long time. I think it was like 5:35 or whatever. It was like 35 minutes into the show before this was done. Might have been 40 minutes into the show. It's pretty ridiculous. And then we get a Firefly Funhouse, where the new face of the Firefly Funhouse is the Fiend's face on a championship. It's a Flesh Apron championship. Good luck on seeing that. And he wants to face Brian again. He says to the kids, hey, do you want to see me and Brian face off again? All he has to do is let me in. That kind of sounds gross, Bray. What are you talking about? But anyway, Sheamus is coming back. Good. He talks about wanting to, bro kick and destroy everybody. I think Sheamus is done after Mania 36. He was kept out due to a concussion, but there is the spinal stenosis he apparently has. Yes, he's been doing the Celtic Warrior workouts and stuff like that, but I think that this is going to be Sheamus' last run, and it probably should be. I don't want to see him unable to walk. If he can go for another year and a half, great. I just think he's going to be done after Mania 36, and he probably should be. And then we get Ali, Mustafa Ali, that's what I'm going to call him. Whether he gets his first name back or gets taken away again, who knows? Versus Drew Gulak. And at one point, commentary says Gulak has a deep arsenal of moves. They paused that intentionally. Not bad. Ali wins with a 450. Pretty short. I don't know what they're doing with Gulak necessarily. I was happy to see Ali win, and the Fox execs must have been drunk because they let a Muslim man win. I know that they're just paying for the programming. They're paying WWE for the programming. WWE books and stuff, but it's still good to take a shot at Fox like that. And then Heavy Machinery does some Black Friday deal stuff and whatever, and it was typical stuff. We then get women's recaps from Survivor Series. The progressive match flow. Subtle. Why didn't you just say it was sponsored by Tampax? I mean, seriously, good lord. We then get Sasha and Bayley running down the women's division, especially Team Smackdown, where Sasha said, I didn't even get to pick my team. If I had picked my team, it would have blew everybody away. I'm going to keep mentioning Sasha's blue hair because, good lord, dyeing your hair to that point is a little ridiculous. I know it's a wig. I know that she actually has real hair, but just still. And she runs down everybody and says at one point Mella is messy. Well, so is Corey because of all the stuff they did and everything, and the woman that, and the woman that Carmella ended up being, and the fact that Corey left his wife for her, the wife that stuck by him when he had concussion issues and may have not had a goddamn job and worked hard and everything, and they had 2 kids. One kid, I believe, that had some medical conditions, but no, Corey decided, hey, I got this cushy job and everything. I'm going to go bang one of my coworkers. I'm going to go do that. So yeah, I don't really give a fucking shit, honestly, if people get upset. People get divorced all the goddamn time, but, Corey ain't exactly the babyface in this situation, and Mella ain't much better either. But Mella is messy, that needs to be a t-shirt. So we then get Lacey Evans showing up because Lacey Evans got run down because she was on Team Smackdown. And talked about how she was cooking for 36 people for a garden party. Lacey, maybe they shouldn't have the Southern woman mention a garden party. That's all I'm going to say. But then she just runs them both down. Has a little bit of flub with the line, but whatever. Maybe she was getting cheered. She was getting cheered pretty wildly there. Maybe because she's a Southern woman talking down to a black woman. I don't know. But then speaking of that black woman, Sasha, she hits her with the woman's right. So a Southern woman keeps down African-American woman in Alabama. News at 11. And also typical of Alabama. I know there are cool people in Alabama, but I'm sorry. I had to frickin' say it. So we then get more Firefly Funhouse stuff. We get one of the worst segments that I've seen in a while. This side of the Lashley Lana Rusev stuff and this side of pretty much any Paul Heyman promo. We get Bray talking about, the pig eats too much. And then talks about, what will make me happy is when Daniel Bryan comes back to, decides to play with us again. Come play with us forever and ever. The Shining. By the way, it's The Shining. And mentions that the first Thanksgiving wasn't the Pilgrims and the Indians, it was the Musclemen and the Reptilians, and what the fuck was this shit, and why was there rapping, and why was this produced on TV? Why? I don't mind, you know what, give me the typical promos back, give me that kind of stuff, unless you're gonna go anywhere except, 180 degrees in the other direction. Good fucking God, this was not good. I didn't like it. Now, I'm not blaming Bray for it. I'm not blaming anybody that was involved in this. But anybody that thought this was a good idea, this was trash. To me. If you guys liked it, that's cool. We then get Sonya with Mandy versus Nikki Cross. Sonya did not get a TV entrance. Why do they not like Sonya? I don't... Oh, Fox, right. Fox doesn't like gay people. Mandy Rose, who has improved in the ring, let me make that clear, is doing, oh, look at Nikki Cross. I'm better looking than you thing. You guys got to realize it's not, the women don't have to just make it about looks and stuff like that. Hey, women want to make stuff about looks still with each other. They can do that off TV. I don't really give a shit. I don't think it does anything for Mandy. It's not good heel heat. It just, you don't need to heap more sympathy on Nikki. Nikki's pretty over as it is. Doesn't do anything for Sonya. It's pretty goddamn stupid. You want to be a star and everything and this kind of stuff, get some good heel heat and don't use shit from about 20, 30 fucking years ago. So, yeah, it wasn't much of a match. Mandy did do a bit of a distraction. Sonya pulled Nikki off of the ropes onto the ring mat, but then Nikki hits a devastating inside cradle. A dreaded roll-up is actually an inside cradle 1, 2, 3. And then they beat her up afterwards. And then Alexa comes back and actually does something in the ring, and she's injured again. I'm sorry. Alexa has talent, but probably shouldn't be in the ring anymore. And then we cut back to Miz talking to Daniel Bryan and says, well, you survived the Fiend once. You probably shouldn't. Smackdown needs you. This locker room needs you. Your family needs you. And Miz was like, whoop, because Bryan got upset about the family being mentioned. Like, okay, getting out of the way. We're getting the Miz versus Bryan at WrestleMania. Then we get Drake Maverick there backstage. We get Dana texting. We know who Dana was texting. We know it. The whole Batista Dana Brooks saga on Twitter. Just fuck already and stop with that. Whatever. If they're playing it up or if they're happy, I don't care. It's a little ridiculous. I don't get certain terms that certain people call each other, but whatever. Anyway, so Drake says, hey, Dana, here's some mistletoe. Drake is married, by the way. And this is the first time I've seen Drake Maverick in anything not a 24/7 title segment in a while. Elias is back. Cool. And a face randomly. Okay, he's a face. I don't get why, but whatever. We then get it. Cool. It's good to see Elias back. And New Day promo. They talk about Thanksgiving, and of course they mention how they debuted on Black Friday in 2014, and that Black Friday is a day of steals and deals. I mean, really? That's how... Big E was laughing about it. It's like, really? That's what we're going with? And they offer an open challenge for the tag titles. Here's Nakamura and Cesaro with Sami Zayn. Zayn first runs down the crowd about Black Friday and everything, and then we have this match, which was okay. It wasn't anything that popped me. I didn't really pop all that much. It was fine. Of course, at one point, Cole says about Nakamura, the kick of strong style. Fire Michael Cole for the love of fucking God. Or get him off commentary. Just have him produce. Because what he's producing on commentary is absolute dog shit. We get one point where Kofi does the whole dive thing where Big E sends him up in the air, and then Cesaro hits an uppercut. It looked like Kofi soon after got kicked pretty legit. Hopefully he's okay. And Zayn got kicked out because he took the pancakes off the plate. When he could have come over and tried to hit him with the tray, he got in right behind the ref, where the ref would have seen him and done that. And it was just really, really weird. He could have caught him suddenly, like trying to hit Kofi in the ropes, but nope, they didn't do that. They did it stupidly. And then Trouble in Paradise pinned Cesaro, because of course Cesaro got pinned. Recaps of Roode and Reigns. There was pizza underneath one of the chairs. Whose pizza was that? Brian says, well, he talked about his match with The Fiend and says, well, the Yes Movement was brought back because of all of you people. That's not actually how he worded it. That's just how I worded it because I like to make fun of things. But he accepts the challenge, says, wait, should I accept the challenge? Yes, 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 and does the whole Yes Movement thing. And, well, he's still over, massively over. I mean, I had a feeling that even though he did his best to be booed, he was always going to be over, no matter what. And then Bray promises a new face, not the Flesh Apron Championship. Oh, no, I didn't forget about that. And the lights go out. And then the trapdoor thing, and he pulls Daniel Bryan down and suddenly starts pulling out clumps of hair when Daniel Bryan's underneath the ring and stuff like that. So we're getting a clean-shaven Daniel Bryan, or we're getting Daniel Bryan with shorter hair or something next week. Or, Bray's going to make a new Cousin It puppet. I don't fucking know. C-. That's what it was. It was a C-. It was just below average. Again, I didn't hate it. But for something that just came off the heels of Survivor Series, and they have TLC, they have not announced any matches for TLC. TLC is about 2 weeks away. 2 weeks away. And they have not, let's see, 16 days officially. They have not announced it. Ridiculous. Just scrap the pay-per-view in December and just go on to the Rumble. That's what they should really start doing. But anyway, C-. If I forget to put a poll up there, please let me know what you guys think in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Ritlin. I'll see you soon.